It's a silver fox office for the box office foxes. It's a silver fox office with Elsie and Mike.
Hi, welcome to the Silver Fox Office, where we are on a quest to find the foxiest old guy in cinema. I'm Mike.
And I'm Elsie.
How you going?
I almost expected you to say I'm Elsie, and then I would have said I'm Mike. I don't know why.
We could do that if you want.
That could be fun one time.
I'm Elsie.
I'm Mike. If you're Elsie and I'm Elsie, then who's flying the plane? Already lost it.
Why, there hasn't been a plane in these parts for 89 years.
No planes in my parts.
Oh, God. How's the week? How you going?
I am knackered.
Yeah, it's that time of the year.
If I'm not, I'm working all the time, and then if I'm not working, I'm sewing, and if I'm not sewing, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
There is no time for anything else.
Yeah.
So I personally, I'm loving it because this is one of the first times in a long time that I've had, a lot of stuff on around Halloween, which I love.
Cool,
I love
yeah.
dressing up and being silly. But I'm also naked, so I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Good. I've been quite sick, so it's it's been a time. I do have a lingering cough, so hopefully if I have any major coughing incidents, we'll edit it out.
Yeah, they won't even know it's happened.
No.
I'll know.
You'll know, because you'll be covered in spit by that point. That's the sign of a good hip.
Up to that part of the podcast.
But I had a work moment. I've got a work story.
Oh, okay.
So I work for a non-profit, right? And so they have a...
We all.
No, you personally do not count as a non-profit. Yeah, so we have a president that serves for a 3-year term, and then there's an AGM essentially every year, and so every 3 years they vote on a new president. Current guy's been doing it for ages and ages and ages, and he's just stepped down. So it's a big to-do. And so for the AGM, for the past few months, they've been so the AGM is coming up. We're going to do a waiata. So if you have any interest in singing, come along, on lunch breaks, we'll do this waiata just for a sing-song. It'll be fun. And because of the part of the business I work in, I wasn't going to the AGM. Mm-hmm. So I was going along to this waiata thing. I was like, I'm just here for fun, and to make new friends, because I'm relatively new at the job. And so they were like, okay, Mike's the singing guy. Mike sings in shows, so he can help. So I was I have no music theory knowledge at all, right? So I was doing my best. But I went away for 2 weeks, and then I got really sick, so I had time off work. So I hadn't gone to a rehearsal for ages. Mm-hmm. And then the AGM happened, and I was like, well, I'm not going. So I rock up to work. I start at 8:30 in the morning. I get there at 8:45, 8:15.
8:45.
I'm real late.
13.
At 8:20, I get a message being the president has requested you at the AGM. You need to sing. So I rushed to because the AGM was at a hotel, in a different part of town. Naturally. So rush to get there. And then they're like, yeah, so we're not singing the song we've been practicing. We've changed the song. We're singing this waiata.
And it just happened to be Memories from Cat.
So they changed it to Tu Te Mai Na Iwi.
Easy.
I know the chorus. That's all. I know. I just don't know.
Isn't that the whole song?
I know. No. There's more.
Oh,
so all I know is that Tu Te Mai Na Iwi. All I know.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so I've last minute been called to sing a song I do not know the lyrics to when I have no singing voice because I've been sick, and then fucking Winston Peters walks in.
And then Winston... That sounds like the greatest punchline to a joke ever. And then Winston Peters was there.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So it turned out fine. It was not actually an issue at all. But it was just very funny. I'm like, this is every performer's worst nightmare.
I'm imagining the next time they're like, oh, they want you to sing the national anthem. You're like, oh, I know that. I know that song. And they're like, yeah, the extended version with all.
No,
and you're like, right, well, I'm gonna.
Yeah. No deal.
I remember at my work when we were only on a couple floors, and then we got an extra floor. This was a few years ago. They decided to do a waiata thing for the floor, and I came into work one day. The manager at the time was like, "Oh, see, you're in the waiata group," and I was like, "Why is that?" And she was like, "I don't know, you seem like somebody that likes singing." It's like, yeah, at karaoke when I've got like half a bottle of bubbles.
Yeah.
Not from my fucking organisation, you crazy. I did it. I did it.
How was that?
I can't remember the song now, but it was a really like beautiful song, and I'm really glad that we got to do it. But I remember being like, oh my god, because I don't have I have a singing voice for a karaoke microphone, like dialed up to 500. I'm good when I'm loud, but then when I'm trying to sing with others and it's like peaceful and calm and beautiful, it's Jesus Christ.
Look, I feel like thrusting unnecessary singing on anyone who is not like a professional singer
It's insane.
is mean.
It's insane.
But literally this message being like, the president has requested you.
Obama wants you to go in.
I don't know if I've ever actually met the president. I may have exchanged like 2 words with him, but I walk in and he gives me a thumbs up across the room. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, this is the guy for the job.
Oh god.
This man looks like he loves Patty LaBone.
Patty LaPone saying to get a mind Haley.
You're like, I can do a performance of Gypsy, and that is it.
Give me 2.5 hours.
You're like, perfect, my favorite musical, get up.
I had a dream.
Oh, that's very good.
So have you seen any good, that's my work story. Have you seen any good films recently?
Actually, I was back through Letterboxd and I realized that my Letterboxd is looking a bit sparse. I haven't watched as many as I thought I had, but that's okay. I've still watched some. So, what have we been watching? So in the last episode, I talked about watching that god-awful Ryan Murphy TV series about Ed Gein.
Sure.
Finished it. My sister got even
Sorry for your loss.
fucking crazier at the end.
Can't believe you finished it.
I can't believe I finished it.
I can't believe you started it, let alone finished
it was fucking insane. It was definitely car crash-esque where it's like, wow, I can't look away. But anyhow, then completely different side of the end of the spectrum.
Side of the end of the spectrum.
Side of the end of the spectrum, end of the world. I watched The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, okay, quite different.
Steve Carell film. Not a good film.
No. I have a particular dislike for that one.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. A lot of the humor did not age well. Really weird.
Is that a what's his name? The Judd Apatow. Is
Yeah,
that Judd
and it's a
Apatow?
Judd Apatow.
I can't stand Judd Apatow's stuff.
Which is why Leslie Mann is in it. No, it's a weird one. It's also got like Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen in it. Yeah, it's from 2005 and it definitely shows its age, which is strange to me because I usually love sex comedies, but here I am.
And we love Steve Carell.
I love Steve Carell.
For a long time, I thought I hated Steve Carell because he did a lot of like these movies that I hate. But I'm like, no, actually, I love Steve Carell.
I actually think he's impossible to hate.
Yeah.
I loved him in Beautiful Boy as well. I remember having this issue with watching Beautiful Boy because of the serious subject matter. And also the way Steve Carell delivers jokes in like The Office, it's that deadpan humor.
Yeah.
So he would talk with the same inflection in Beautiful Boy, and I'd find myself waiting for the punchline, and then it wouldn't. I would just end up crying.
Yeah.
But anyway, next night, watched another movie on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I watched a documentary, should I call it? The Volcano Rescue from Carrie.
Yeah.
That was an incredible documentary. It included like cell phone footage from the side of the volcano, survivor recounts, family members of people who unfortunately were killed in the event. And like, first of all, time is unreal because I could not believe it happened in 2019. I thought it happened like a couple years ago.
No, it was just before COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was in the same year as the Christchurch mosque attacks as well, which is insane that both things happened in 1 year.
Because I know everyone was talking about Jacinda Ardern's, what do you call it? Not rain.
Tenure.
Tenure.
She had a lot to go through.
Yeah, that was the thing. Everyone was like, she had the volcano, she had the shooting, she had COVID, like
Yeah.
just all of that.
All of that on top of each other. The documentary was incredible. It was absolutely devastating. I was in tears for a good few parts of it. And it's been a view that I've held from the beginning, is I cannot believe that we as a country allowed anyone to set foot on an active volcano,
Yeah.
let alone that we marketed it as a tourist attraction. And so many people needlessly killed or had their lives like changed forever.
Yeah.
But it was a really informative documentary. And it didn't, it wasn't fanciful or anything like that. It didn't have any fluff or anything. It just told the story, which fucking bleak. But no, I recommend that one. And then I went to the movies with my sister, and I watched Scarlett Johansson's directorial debut, Eleanor the Great.
Okay.
Which stars June Squibb and Erin Kellyman and Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I love him.
I'm saying that correctly.
I love him.
It was okay. Here we go. There were a lot of good moments, but as per my Letterboxd review, a few good moments does not a good film make.
No, correct.
I found the pacing to be quite odd, or just, I don't know. Because I fully went into it expecting that I was going to like sob my eyes out crying, and I didn't shed a tear, which is strange for me because I cry at everything. There were a couple moments where I felt myself like welling up a little bit, but it almost to me felt like it was on the cusp of like getting there.
Yeah.
It was still a good film, and June Squibb gives a great performance.
I've seen the trailers and it looks charming.
It is a charming film. June Squibb and the woman who plays her roommate, they deliver an incredible performance because effectively the story is about Erin Kellyman's character. She's not a journalism student. I think she's studying creative writing or something, but she's essentially doing a piece on Holocaust survivors, which is how she happens across June Squibb's character. And it goes on from there. There are parts where it was like, yeah, I don't know. I really wanted it. I really wanted to like it, and I do think it was good, and I think it told like the parts of the story were important to tell, and I think that they were told earnestly and they were told well.
Because what's it sort of about?
It's about Erin Kellyman doing a piece on Holocaust survivors, which is where she meets June Squibb's character, and she and June Squibb's character complete this like really close bond.
Yeah. And
they become very close because Erin Kellyman's character, she is mourning the loss of her mother, and her father is Chiwetel. He is quite distant because he's also struggling with that loss. And then June Squibb's character, she's living with her daughter and her grandson, and her daughter's like very busy and working a lot, so she's also feeling this loneliness.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of it together which should work really well, but there were just some parts where I was like, for the most part, a good film. And I do want to see Scarlett Johansson keep at directing because I think she has her heart in the right place.
Has some potential.
Yeah, I think it has potential. But I still would recommend people watch it. It was good. It was nice. I just, didn't love it. But there were some really sweet moments. And then that night when I came home, I watched the documentary My Father, the BTK Killer.
Yes, we watched that as well.
That was a crazy documentary.
I think I liked it more than you did.
Yeah, I thought it was, because I've always found, and this is where we get into the true crime aspect of the podcast.
Any given moment, we'll do it.
I've always found the BTK dude to be really odd because and spoiler, it was not really spoiler, it happened. Yeah. He got away with it effectively, and then it was his own like ego that was like, I'm going to keep taunting the police and they're not going to be able to catch me through this floppy disk, and they did.
Yeah.
And like the way that they were talking about him, like the police would talk about him before they knew who it was, they were like, this guy's crazy, like he's such a mastermind, and then you find out he's literally just some dude. And he was
I think that's the thing with every serial killer. They're always just some dude.
And he was ruining people's lives. And this is what I said in my review of it on Letterboxd. He was ruining people's lives because he wanted to, just to know that he could. And his own family was not exception to the rule.
Yeah.
And I see that struggle in his daughter and trying to like reconcile with the fact that her dad was fucking heinous.
Yeah.
And she had no idea.
I've been meaning to pick up her book for ages. A Serial Killer's Daughter by Carrie, what's her name? Is it Carrie? No.
Carrie, maybe? Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check it.
I feel like it's close.
We are checking. Carrie Rawson.
Carrie Rawson, thank you. I've been meaning to pick up her book for ages. And so to see the documentary was really cool because I haven't gotten around to getting the book. It's one of those ones that I'm always like seconds away from getting it, and then I end up getting a different one. And so it was, really interesting. And I think it was really good because most of the time, the serial killers documentaries focus on the serial killers. And then there's the really good ones that focus on the people that the serial killers killed, right? The victims. But in both of those, you hardly ever hear about how the families are impacted. And so I think it was the families of the serial killer, not the families of the victims. Because you never hear about that.
No.
And Jared and I had a big conversation about it. I was like, what if I turned out to be a serial killer? And he was like, it would change. It would change every single thing that you thought you knew about that person.
Exactly. And how does somebody like Carrie reconcile with the fact that she obviously had a very normal childhood growing up? She had a loving and attentive father who was doting, and he was involved in the Boy Scouts, and he would take her camping, and he was at her graduation and all this kind of stuff. And then you find out that he's also this like heinous individual.
And the thing is, like, every serial killer obviously has some sort of mental illness, right? You have to be a killer.
Yes, firmly believe.
And a lot of the mental illnesses are hereditary, right? So it would be like, is this something I need to be careful of?
Is this something that could happen to me? And I also just find it like because I watched it at my folks' place, watched with my mum, and my dad was kind of like walking in and out of the living room. And mum was saying, she was like, I just can't believe, that he had a family, had a wife and kids. And I said, most of them do.
Yeah.
Most of them do. And they are somehow able to completely split off that part of life. Or for them, they get a kick out of knowing that they also have a very normal family life and that nobody knows about it. But they're quite literally willing to ruin their own family's lives just for the gratification of whatever the fuck. So I found it very interesting.
She did also attack Stephen King, which I'm like,
I found her a bit odd, which sounds strange because she's a real human being and obviously just trying to process it. But like, there's this bit in the documentary where she goes to look at the scene of like the side of their old house, and then this neighbor like comes out and starts like hurling abuse at her, being like, she shouldn't be here, like she left, and the daughter's like trying to hide behind a car or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, there was part of me that's like, well, what do you expect? Like that, because you looked at the rest of the like neighborhood, and all these people in the neighborhood after it was revealed that it was Dennis Rader, they were all like, holy fuck, like that dude ran our church. Like, well, of course, he was fork found and cutlery drawer.
He was the dog catcher.
Yeah,
he was
exactly, and he was in the Boy Scouts and stuff like that. And so it really, and I think it just speaks to the multitude of layers to this kind of thing. Like, it's never just doesn't just impact one person. It's this complete and utter selfishness and narcissism to think that you can have your cake and eat it too or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, not a bad documentary.
So we've touched on the Holocaust, we've touched on serial killers. I feel like we just need to talk about Titanic and the Twin Towers, and we're like,
well, naturally,
Silver Fox bingo.
They're gonna come up. I watched a lot of movies on that one day because I watched another movie when I got home. It was called North Country. It was from 2005. And it is a film that stars Charlize Theron and Frances McDormand and Sean Bean. And Sean Bourne. Sean Bean. It is based in like Midwest America. And Charlize Theron is a single mother of two who needs money, so her friend, who's Frances McDormand, gets her a job working in the mines. And effectively, it is about Charlize Theron and these other group of women who are working in the mines and the horrific abuse that they suffer at the hands of their male co-workers, like sexual harassment, and then sexual assault, sexual abuse, and just they think the men feel that these women are taking these jobs from more deserving men,
Yeah.
which is why they hate them, and also just because, men hate women, that kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was such a bleak film. It turns into a courtroom film because Woody Harrelson's there and he plays a lawyer friend.
Okay.
And Charlize Theron decides to take the mine. It's based on a true story, mind you. This all happened. Charlize Theron's character takes the mine to court. And a lot of the women don't want to speak up against it because they need the money, they need the job, so it's actually easier for them to stay quiet. But then to them, they realize that just because they're staying quiet doesn't make the men respect them anymore. It just actually makes them easier targets.
Yeah,
and
they just become
and the shit they
tougher.
go through is fucking heinous. And there was parts where there was one part in particular where I started bawling my eyes out, but it was a good movie. But the only problem is it was so bleak, and it was one of those ones where it was like, it doesn't, no matter what the outcome, it doesn't really feel like anyone wins in the end, because it's like that was made in 2005, 20 years later.
Shit's still going on.
Has much really changed? I would recommend it though. It was a good film with strong performances. Charlize Theron and Frances McDormand fucking kill it.
Frances McDormand could do anything.
As per usual, fucking kill it. I will put massive trigger warnings on there for sexual assault and for rape. And
What's it called again?
North Country.
North Country.
And it was directed by her name is Nikki Caro, and she directed Well Rider.
Yes.
So no, it was an incredible film. I do recommend that. And also I love court case films. I just love a court case film, so it was good. And then my last one on the list, Friday night, I had my little virgin experience, and
Congratulations.
I went to the cinemas to a screening for the 50th anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
So exciting. I've never actually been to
A cinema
no.
We'll have to go next year.
Yes.
It was so fun. It was very fun.
I've heard so much.
I dressed as Magenta.
Perfect.
And
You've still got like the red talons going on, the red nails.
I do have my little red nails going. It was really fun. It was so good. And we got to our seats and we had our little gift bag full of stuff. So we had toast to throw in, it was a toast, and you had your light little glow sticks for these light of Frankenstein's face and all 9 yards. And the fact that I could just sing along and get up every 2 seconds to do the fucking time warp.
Yep.
So fun. And the costumes there were incredible. And the shadow cast who kept us well entertained during intermission and before the show and things like that. They were so talented.
Shout out Amy and Tom and Sam and Jathan and Stacey and anyone else that I know in the shadow cast.
Thoroughly impressed. An incredible performance. And I just love Rocky Horror. I love that film so much.
Yeah.
I remember watching it, I think, when I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah. Way too young.
My dad used to regularly go to the midnight screening with his friends because all the pubs closed at 11 or whatever back in the day. So they'd go to the pub, they get super drunk, and then go and watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And so when my sister and I were young, my folks were like, "You guys need to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show." And so I watched it when I was really young. Didn't understand it at all, but just thought it was fun. And now I'm old and I still don't understand it, but I just think it's fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
A wholesome distinction of one of the very few musicals that my dad likes.
Really?
That and Little Shop of Horrors, and one other.
I have always been obsessed with science fiction double feature.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs from any musical ever.
Wow.
I absolutely love that. And getting to hear it and sing along to it in the cinema, and also I Can Make You a Man, incredible. There was a moment where I was watching and I turned to my friend Rachel, who sat next to me, and I was
Shout out, Rachel.
Shout out, Rachel. I was like, fuck, Tim Curry's hot.
Yes.
The scene where he comes into their sleeping chambers, respectively.
Yeah.
To fill them, and there's, you promised Brad won't find out, you promised Santa won't find out. So good.
Yep.
He wouldn't have been able to ask. My pants would have been off.
Yeah. You'd be ready.
I just said I've been waiting.
Yeah. Where I
so
have
long?
been in bed for half an hour.
And Rocky's so gorge. Love.
I think that actor
Please.
only did the one film, maybe a couple, maybe two, and then retired and now has an antique store.
Perfect.
Bless him.
That's what you want. I've always my favorite has always been Magenta, so getting to dress up as Magenta was very fun because I've been obsessed with her since I was young. I've always thought she was so cool.
Yes.
But no, it was such a great atmosphere and everyone turned out for it. I have never seen so many people just walking around just in brown undies or just in a bodysuit with fishnets on. It was so
Why would you not?
So many asses hanging out, so many garter belts. It was absolutely fucking perfect.
See, the thing about the asses hanging out is I'm like, oh, people do have to sit on those seats afterwards. That's the thing that I'm like, ah. Oh.
Yeah, there was a lot of ass out. There was a lot of G-strings and garter belts. And I saw a lot of people. What
a treat.
It was so fun. It felt so raunchy and naughty.
Yeah, which it should do it. It's supposed to feel transgressive,
and
right?
Even, the staff that were working at the concession stand, corsets, boobs up to their chin, blue eyeshadow for miles. It was so fun. I highly recommend everyone get the chance to experience Rocky Horror in cinema. And I cannot believe that I got to go to the 50th anniversary one.
That's really cool.
So, shout out Richard O'Brien.
Well, next year we'll go.
We'll go.
We'll go together.
I need to start planning my outfit.
And we also need to do that, and we also need to do the room screening the next time that shows. So we've got some dates coming up that we need to
lock in.
Even though they're probably a year away, that's fine.
Otherwise, the only other thing, it's a Grand Prix weekend this weekend. There's Formula One on.
Is that why you're wearing the jersey?
It's not going well for me at the moment, so I won't say any more on it. I had a very.
Is this a Formula One jersey?
This is a Formula One.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
This is Oscar Piastri, 81. Had a very grumpy drive over here, so it's okay. It'll get better. It's not over. Not over till it's over. Anyway, Mike, have you watched anything?
Yeah, I've read and watched and listened to a couple of things that I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to start with books as per usual. So last time I believe I was talking about how I was reading the book that the new Conjuring film was based on, and the Ed and Lorraine Warren. So it's called The Haunted. That was fun. Was it a good book? No. Was it an enjoyable book? Yes. I had a great time. So I've gone on a binge and bought a whole bunch of Ed and Lorraine Warren books.
Nice.
Just for fun, just for a fun read. They're kind of mindless.
That's what you need sometimes.
Yeah.
No more. Nice.
And then I read The Deep by Nick Cutter, Nick Cutter is a horror writer. He also wrote his most famous book is called The Troop, which is about a bunch of Boy Scouts that sort of discover they're doing a camp on an island, and they discover a parasite basically, and it's very gory and it's very gross. And so I read The Deep, which is also very gory and very gross, not as fun as The Troop. The Troop is really good.
I actually think I saw a TikTok the other day and somebody recommended The Troop.
Yeah, I think it's a big book talk one. I'm not a TikTok person, so I'm not sure. But The Deep is basically set in the Mariana Trench.
Ooh, spooky.
And they're trying to find the cure for a disease. It's interesting. It was really spooky. Not as good as The Troop, but still. And then I've been obsessed. I'm very excited for a new movie that's coming out, which is based on a musical. And I do not know when I have last been this excited for a movie musical.
Wicked
no. Kiss of the Spider Woman, which is the movie starring Jennifer Lopez.
I was about to say J-Lo.
Yeah. So based on a stage musical by Kander and Ebb,
Okay.
who also did Chicago and Cabaret.
Oh, fun.
And like they've done a lot. Kander and Ebb did a lot of shows. For me, Kiss of the Spider Woman is always the third. You know, it's like Cabaret, Chicago, Kiss of the Spider Woman are the three from them that I'm like, love this. So Kiss of the Spider Woman is about two people in a prison in Argentina. One of them is like revolution leftist kind of guy, and the other is a homosexual window dresser. And so it's
two paths you can take in life.
Yeah. And the gay guy is obsessed with an actress who is the Spider-Woman. She played the Spider-Woman in one of the movies. And so it's a lot of recounting of old movies, and it's so cool.
Fun.
So I read the book, which I'd never read before, and I really liked it. It was really weird and experimental, and there's like all these weird footnotes and stuff told almost exclusively through dialogue and footnotes.
Love that.
Really cool. It was probably a little bit too like literal for my head. A lot of it would have gone whoosh right over. But I enjoyed myself, so I'm really excited for the movie.
You think J-Lo's gonna...
I think she's good casting for it.
Okay.
Yep, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. But nowhere seems to be showing it, but that's okay.
Naturally.
That's
I
really...
had to fight tooth and nail to see The Long Walk. It was like in cinemas for one weekend, and then I had to fucking go somewhere weird.
Yes, sounds about right. Did you have to go to a weird semi-abandoned cinema?
Yeah, I had to ride a bloody rocket ship to go watch The Long Walk.
Going on. So yeah, I've also been listening to the original cast recording of Kiss of the Spider Woman almost on repeat.
Getting amongst it.
I've been like, so there was the original cast, and then they also very unusually did they did a recording, a CD of the replacement cast, which had Vanessa Williams. So there are the two. I love listening to the original with Chita Rivera.
Oh, naturally.
So good, so good. Going on to what I've watched. We've lost a few famous people recently.
We have indeed.
And one of the things that I watched was Famous Last Words with Dr. Jane Goodall.
Beautiful.
Who obviously we lost recently. We also lost, obviously, Diane Keaton.
My Christmas fox.
I didn't watch any Diane Keaton films, but I love her.
The Family Stone this year, which everyone knows I watch every year. It's going to be a tough watch.
Yeah.
No, we did. We lost incredible people.
Yeah. So, Famous Last Words is on Netflix, and it was recorded, I think, in March, and it was recorded with the understanding that it would release after she died, and it's shot in a set where there are no camera people. The cameras are all automated. So the only people in the room are her and the interviewer.
Wow.
And the cameras. So it's really intimate, and she's really open and honest and really frank. And there's even a moment where the interviewer's like, right, okay, I'm going to leave. The room is silent. It's just you and the cameras. You get to say whatever you want to. And she gives this little speech. Really incredible. It's only like an hour.
We lost an incredible conservationist when we lost Jane Goodall.
Just an incredible woman. So I really enjoyed watching that. It was really heart-wrenching, and just the world is better because she was in it, and the world is a little bit worse because she no longer is. You know?
Completely agree.
After that, we needed something a little bit lighter because it was,
Certainly.
Just a bit sad. And we watched Hundreds of Beavers.
Pardon me?
Hundreds of Beavers. Hundreds of Beavers. Not a porn film.
Oh, okay. Well, next.
Elsie's out.
It's different than the Hundreds of Beavers that I watched.
So Hundreds of Beavers is... How the fuck do you describe this film? It is about a guy who is trying to hunt beavers to give to a fur trader so he can marry the fur trader's daughter.
Right.
That's essentially what it's about. But that does not explain what it is. It is basically a live action Looney Tunes cartoon, essentially.
Perfect.
So it is lots of like, there's no dialogue really. It's black and white. There's lots of like zoop and zoop and like full, and he like lots of explosions, lots of like
a Buster Keaton.
He falls over. No, not a Buster Keaton. It's literally like black and white Looney Tunes. Like there could be some Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, but I know that it took some inspiration from there, but it's just insane. All of the beavers and all of the rabbits and the animals are played by just normal sized people in fursuits.
Okay.
It's very funny and it's chaos and it's so silly.
Yeah, this looks weird.
It's nonsense. It was on Shudder for some reason.
Love Shudder.
It shouldn't be on Shudder, but like I also do. I kind of understand it, but it's so violent. But in that cartoon, you could probably watch it with kids and it would be fine.
Like Happy Tree Friends.
It's so but not even that violent. Like it's.
Oh yeah, that was actually in a league of its own.
So good, so entertaining.
Have to add it to the list.
I watched it. I was laughing and giggling and kicking my feet and clapping my hands, and Jared, however, struggled.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Jared did not have the best time with it.
He's a practical guy.
He was like, look, it was really well done. I think he just
execution
struggled with it. After that, I watched The Haunted, which was like a TV movie based on the Ed and Lorraine Warren book that I'd read. It's terrible.
Perfect.
And I watched a movie that I've always been meaning to watch for like all my life, and it's one of those ones that you're like, this has been parodied and all sorts of things. I watched the original 1958 The Blob.
Oh, true. Okay.
Never seen it before. Like, not great. It's not great, and like it's known as not great.
They made it seem like that was the scariest shit ever.
Yeah, I think even at the time it wasn't scary. It's very campy and goofy and silly.
We're running out of the cinema.
No, they are in the movie. They run out of a cinema. Yeah. I'm glad I watched it. However, the 1980s remake is significantly better.
Okay.
The 1980s remake is actually really good.
Okay, I'll put the 1980s remake on my list.
And it's vicious. It's so fun. After that, I've been in a real big Batman mood, so I've been watching a lot of. Yeah. Look, this is the thing. My interests, of which there are many. Like, sometimes we'll take a back seat, and then sometimes they'll spring up, and I'll be like, this is all I'm doing. Batman has been a big one for me. Watched a lot of the animated series, because it's just the best. And watched Batman 1989, the Jack Nicholson as the Joker, Michael Keaton, Tim Burton directed. So good.
I've never seen it.
No?
No, I actually think the only ones I've seen the second Dark Knight film, and I've seen the Robert Pattinson Batman.
You haven't even seen Batman Returns, one of my top 4. Oh, LC. Is that because you don't want to?
No.
Or is it just you haven't come around to it? It's a Christmas movie.
Oh, perfect.
Maybe, do you want to come around and watch? We can watch a Christmas movie.
Do a Christmas watch.
We'll watch Batman Returns. And we'll watch Batman Returns. And we'll watch Let It Snow, or what was your other one?
Family Stone.
I've seen Family Stone. There was Let It Snow, and there was the Holdovers.
Yes.
There was Meet
the Christmas with the Cranks.
No.
The Unaccompanied Minors.
I haven't seen that one, but that's.
You do have to watch this. What's the other one?
No.
No. Is it
Coopers? Love the Coopers.
Yes, Love the Coopers. I can't believe you remember that and I didn't. Love the Coopers, absolutely. Let It Snow, and the Holdovers.
Yeah.
I can't believe you still haven't seen the Holdovers.
Yeah, I know. And Unaccompanied Minors was the. Look, we're having a double feature at some point this Christmas. Yes. I will bring a Christmas movie you haven't seen, and you'll bring a Christmas movie I haven't seen.
Yes. Deal.
Perfect. Okay.
Can't wait for Christmas.
Yeah, love Batman 1989. It's not as good as Batman Returns, but I'd still like it.
Anything as good as Batman Returns?
Oh, not Batman-wise. After that, watched fucking awful documentary called Can I Tell You a Secret? It's like an awful Netflix one. And it's basically a whole, like, catfish story. So there's like these women and they're basically just getting harassed through social media, right? What happens to them is awful. What happens to them is horrible. However, so they all get messages from like this anonymous hacker type person. That's the whole thing that's harassing them, and the whole thing is working out who it is. And so they make this decision to get all the messages that's been read, all the messages sent to be read out by like this voice. That's like, you know how they do anonymized on the news through a voice filter type thing. That was just Sean Connery. So like, you know, and so, but they did that, but they'd changed the voice throughout the thing from like one word to the next. So it was all over the place, but saying the most cockney things. So like his messages would be like, "All right, babes," and Jared and I were cackling like, "Listen, chick," like it was just so funny. And these women were like, "Yes, so my art was really recent," you know, they were really getting like awful things, and they were saying these awful things, and they'd be like, "Listen, chick," and it was just so funny.
Listen, chicky.
It's so funny. And all of the women just come off as so inherently unlikable, which is so unfortunate. After that, watched two things. So the follow-up to Batman the Animated Series was Batman Beyond, which, if you're listening from Europe, was called Batman of the Future there, I think, for some reason. So Batman Beyond. And Jared had never seen it. And one of they did a movie of it, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, and Batman Beyond the movie. So Batman Beyond the movie was just the first 2 episodes of the season, right? So it's basically Batman, and it's set in like 50 years in the future, 30 years in the future, and it's a new person taking up the Batman mantle. And I talked about Return of the Joker for ages to Jared, and he had never seen it. So we finally were like, let's watch it. So I had to, you know, pick out episodes of the animated series and Batman Beyond to be like, you have to watch these.
You have to
understand the lore behind Batman Beyond. So we watched Batman Beyond the movie and Return of the Joker.
Good.
Return of the Joker is so good. Return of the Joker is so much better than it has any dang right to be.
I love it sometimes when they just snap, like they just make something and they just go off.
Yeah, I think it is the darkest that a Batman TV movie can go aimed at children. It is so grim. There is this moment that's like a flashback that's like 20 minutes. It is impeccable. It is incredible. So yeah, really good. I really love that film. And I only saw it for the first time a couple of years ago, so it's not one that I'm like, I have heaps of nostalgia for this. It is just incredible. After that, Jared really wanted to watch the Legally Blonde movie from 2001, so we watched that. That's good. Elsie's breaking the chair.
Yeah, nearly fell off the chair. It is a good film. I like that.
It is a good film. However, I think the musical is better. The musical tells the story better. And I know the musical more than I know the film. So I was watching the film and I kept being really disappointed when they didn't break out in song.
They didn't start singing about something?
Yeah, like the bend and snap happens and I'm like, why are you not singing the song?
I will watch it on YouTube all the time, the court scene between Reese Witherspoon and Linda Cardellini. I just think it's impeccable.
Yeah.
I love that whole bit of dialogue. So good.
I've seen it spliced with the scene from, I think it's A Few Good Men, where Jack Nicholson's on the stand. Al Woods just questioning him. Yeah, it's very good. And then yesterday we had a big day where we went shopping and bought a whole bunch of like little Halloween decorations and stuff. And we decided to go to the cinema to see a film, and we went to see The Black Phone 2.
Oh, I'm so excited. My sister and I need to go see that.
It's good.
I loved the first Black Phone.
Me too.
I loved that film.
It was really good, really scary.
I think Mason Thames was such an incredible actor.
Incredible. He's really good on this one as well.
Oh, good.
It's not as scary as the first one, but that's okay.
I think the first one and this is credit to Joe Hill, the premise of the first one was so good. Like, it was so solid, and there was a proper storyline. And one of my favorite things about that film is you come away from it actually not knowing anything about the grabber. You don't know anything about that villain. You know about the victims, you know about these boys, and you know about what they went through and what they did and all that, but you actually know nothing about that villain. You don't even get to see his face.
Yeah.
Which I think was a really powerful message about, like, it's not about them. It never is. When I heard they were doing a second one, there was a part of me that was like, what the fuck? Like, how? But I'm excited now that I've seen a couple trailers, but I still don't know anything about it. I'm excited to watch it.
A few people are saying it's better than the first one.
Wow.
I think it's as good.
Okay. It's going to be, they're going to have to pull out some fucking stops for me to think it's better than that first one, because I loved that film.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it.
It takes it in an interesting new direction.
Okay.
That I'm like, I like this. I like it. It's an interesting way to, like, bring something different.
When I saw the first one, my sister and I kind of always sat in, like, relatively the same spot in the movie theater. And I was sitting there and I was, like, quite on edge. Like, I get quite antsy, and I could kind of hear something behind me. And so I just, like, I knew it wasn't going to be anything, but I turned around to check, and, like, the person working at the cinema was, like, doing their check. So they were standing kind of over my right hand shoulder, and I screamed at that woman. I jumped out of my seat and all that. But also, like, it's known for me that the easiest way to make me cry in a film is show, like, home video footage of somebody that's, like, passed away. And there is a bit of home video footage of, like, one of the victims as, like, a little baby, like, being taught how to ride a bike and stuff like that. And I was sitting there, like, sobbing my eyes out. And I was like, I can't believe I'm crying in a horror movie right now. I loved that film.
Yeah.
I really, really liked it.
I reckon the second one's good to see.
I'm so excited to see it. I was actually thinking of seeing it this weekend, but then yesterday was sewing and teaching my 3-year-old cousin how to gritty.
How to what?
How to do the gritty.
The what?
Do you know that dance, the gritty?
No. What's a gritty?
I'll show you
It's a
gritty. I'm
dance.
going to gritty right now, guys.
Oh my god, I'm going to film it.
You film it?
Hashtag content, LC.
Content farming.
Oh.
The gritty's like this. You go like this. That's how you gritty.
That's a gritty?
That's a gritty. It's a fortnight thing. I'm very young and hip. So I was at my cousin's place for my cousin and his partner. They've just bought their first house. So we went around for, like, a dinner, potluck dinner thing. It was quite warm in there, so I went outside, and then my cousin, he's 8, he came outside, and we played tetherball for a bit, which I haven't played tetherball in a really long time, and I'm not as nimble as I used to be. And then he really wanted to play, like, pretend Fortnite. And his brother, he's about 3, he was standing there on the deck, and we were doing, my 8-year-old cousin was teaching me some Fortnite emotes. And I was like, oh, I know the gritty, I know how to do that one. So I started doing it. And my 3-year-old cousin started, like, mimicking me. So I was, like, trying to get him to gritty.
That's very cute.
But I will gritty on the dance floor at the club.
I have been known to gritty.
I have been known to gritty.
I have been known to gritty.
I have been known to gritty. So, yeah. I'm glad I just gritted for you.
Well, maybe I've taken a video. I've sent it to LC. So if she allows it,
I
maybe
destroy all evidence.
check our Instagram if she's allowed
I
it.
ever gritted here.
I have a literal video. I sent it to you. I didn't delete it from my phone.
I can't wait. I'm sure I'll let it slide. I'm not afraid of embarrassing myself.
Look, to me, it looked like a dance. I don't know. What do your fingers have to be in circles like that?
I think you do this kind of thing, and then you're just meant to, like, kick your legs out and, like, kind of put your arms to the side. The other one that I'm surprisingly good at is, you know, the floss.
Oh, yes.
I can actually floss.
I cannot.
I'm randomly good at that one.
Because I have not tried in a long time, but you, like...
Okay, so here's a flossing tutorial if you're watching at home or listening at home. So everyone thinks it's just about, like, swinging your hips and your arms, but actually there's a method to it. So whatever side your arms go, your hips have to go the opposite way. And then when you bring your arms back in, you have to put, like, your hips through your arms.
Yeah.
And then you've got to bring it right. So you've got to, like, do this motion, because everyone thinks it's just like this, and it's not. It's actually method to the madness.
Right.
Floss.
So.
Okay. So arms at front, and then whatever way your arms go, your hips go an opposite. There we go. Now you got it. And you always got to bring your arms back in front of you when you're. I wish your neighbours could see this right now.
I am the oldest 34-year-old.
They're flossing again. They're doing this Fortnite dances. Yep, there you go. Sure. Break that one out of the glass.
My back hurts. I've injured my back.
This is your Fortnite dance episode. Mike has pulled a muscle. He slipped the disc.
I'm really sore.
Mike has slipped the disc flossing.
Slipping a disc, flossing.
Flipping a disc, doing a Fortnite dance.
Flossing and slipping and...
Oh my god, and grittying.
Flossing and slipping and grittying.
What more could you want?
In an episode where we talk about hot old people.
Okay, speaking of which, Mike, do you want to tell us what a silver fox is? That could be a good segue.
I'm out of breath. A silver fox. Thank you for asking. A silver fox is a old person we want to fuck, essentially.
Yeah.
They have to be over the age of 45. Not that 45's old, but it's halfway to 90, so that's where we ended up.
Yeah.
They have to have silver hair or greying hair or have vibes. They could be bald. They could dye their hair. We don't really give a shit.
Whatever.
They predominantly have to do films. And we don't care what gender you are. We don't care how you identify. We don't care how you identify as long as we can objectify. You can be male, female, non-bino, whatever you like.
Whatever you want.
So that's it.
Yeah.
And Elsie, I believe you picked this silver fox. And you picked a good one. Who did you pick?
I like how you said that, like, it's not common for you to pick a good one.
Like, I mean, you did pick fucking Kevin Costner, so...
Okay, you picked Kevin Bacon. So.
Well, okay.
We always dispute our Kevin. I picked Carrie Fisher.
So, like, just so beautiful and so likable.
So
just
gorge.
So funny.
She absolutely went through it in her time.
Yes.
She carried herself with grace. She always found time to make everyone laugh, to put out some incredible work. We are very lucky for having been alive at the same time that she was.
Her death and her mother's death, Debbie Reynolds,
I remember,
just broke me.
I still remember where I was. Because actually, interestingly enough, and so when Carrie Fisher passed away, unfortunately, she passed away in a public place. She was on an airplane.
Yeah.
And somebody actually tweeted about it and said, I'm on a plane, so is Carrie Fisher. She's had like a heart attack. And that person that tweeted was like a content creator that I followed at the time. So I saw this tweet in real time being like, Carrie Fisher's had a heart attack on the plane. And I was like, what the actual fuck is happening? And then next thing it's announced that unfortunately she had passed away. And then very shortly after that,
the next day or 2 days later, right?
Next day, her mother's passed away as well, Debbie Reynolds. So just absolutely devastating all around.
Horrible.
And Carrie Fisher's daughter, Billie Lourd, another incredible actress, just carrying on her mother's legacy, like doing such an incredible job of it. So no, I had to pick Carrie Fisher because there are some photos of her behind the scenes of like Star Wars, and there's this one photo of her wearing a suit. She's incredible. She's so beautiful.
And like passed away December 2016, so 9 years ago. Almost
9 years ago. Yep, I remember where I was. I was on holiday with a very good friend of mine, and it was absolutely shocking.
Yeah, December 27th. So
day after Boxing Day.
Yeah, so our 28th of December for us. So Elsie, what film did you pick?
Now, okay. I can't just like go obvious routes, obviously. Like I had to really get a lay of the land, find out what she's been in.
The layer of the land.
The Princess Leia of the land. And she's been in a lot of films, but a lot of them are smaller roles.
Yes.
So the film I've picked, I'm not going to say she's got a huge, like crazy big role in it. She's still sexy. I picked a film that I had never heard of until I watched it. And that film is called The Man with One Red Shoe.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys have heard of this
Yeah,
film.
the blockbuster, silver box office darling.
The blockbuster 1985, The Man with One Red Shoe. Are you ready for me to explain to you what this film is about?
I don't know, am I?
So basically, there's this like CIA, like
Tom Hanks. Sorry.
There's this like CIA con job thing going on, and basically they think that Tom Hanks' character is like a spy or whatever. So they start tracking him and like they bug his apartment, they're trying to follow him, but like just through a series of like mishaps, he keeps evading them. And then there's this woman who wears these like unreal wraparound sports style sunglasses for a large percentage of the film. And he's like, he becomes smitten with her. Anyway, this film is like a comedy spy thriller type thing. It doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. However, Carrie Fisher is in it. She plays the wife of Tom Hanks' character's best friend, who is played by Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
Sexy already. And Carrie Fisher is having an affair with Tom Hanks.
Right.
So there is this scene.
Lucky Tom.
Right.
Lucky Carrie.
Scene where she turns up to his apartment and she's wearing this like collared, like button-up dress thing. She puts her purse down. She walks into the bedroom, takes off her dress, and she's wearing this like matching brown undie set, which is like animal print, cheetah print.
Oh my God.
And she wants Tom Hanks to do what she calls Tarzan. And she wants him to do the like thing. So and then she starts making all these monkey noises. If you've got the captions on Disney Plus, it will just say primate noises. So she makes primate noises, and she is like desperate for it. She is just like gagging for it, begging for it. And Tom Hanks is like, meh. And she's like, please fuck me. And he's like, and then he's like, oh. And then she's like, there's this bit where she's like lying on the bed in the cheetah print, like brown undie set. She looks so good. Body tea, mug crazy. Like she looks so good. And Tom Hanks sitting on the edge of the bed with a white t-shirt on and these red like briefs.
Oh my God.
Crazy. And she is like hanging off of him. And then Jim Belushi shows up, so she has to escape out the back window, which is great. And I don't know. I picked this one because I saw one still of her wearing the cheetah print under.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I looked it up.
And then it was so funny. Like it was just this whole fucking Tarzan thing. And it was because she's so endearing that it works. I feel like if it was anyone else, it would have been really cringe.
Yeah.
But Carrie Fisher making monkey noises, wearing a leopard print, effectively a bikini, hanging off of Tom Hanks.
Crazy.
Sealed the deal for me.
Crazy stuff.
And she's in like, she's also a flautist. She's an orchestral flautist. And Tom Hanks' character is like first chair violin.
Right.
And Jim Belushi is it Jim Belushi? Or is it
Yes, it's Jim.
It is Jim, isn't it? I knew that.
I was just looking it up.
Jim Belushi is on timpani. And there's this bit where like they're all performing and Jim is like getting shitty about Carrie Fisher and Tom Hanks, and then Carrie Fisher keeps trying to stand up, but she's like, she has to play the flute. It's so random. So she's also kind of like a sexually repressed flautist, which is quite hot.
What a phrase.
Sexually repressed.
A sexually repressed flautist.
Flautist. And then because of all these crazy scenes of like the CIA being involved trying to get Tom Hanks, and Jim Belushi sees all these attempts, he thinks he's going insane. So by the end of the film, he ends up being admitted to a sanitarium. And then Carrie Fisher and Tom Hanks are talking, and Carrie's like, I'm really sorry about everything, but like I need to be here for Morris. Like
Who's Morris? Is that
Jim
Jim
Belushi.
Belushi? Yeah, okay.
I need to be here for Jim Belushi. Like, I love him. Sorry, and Tom Hanks. Like, it's totally fine because he's in love with this lady with the crazy wraparound sunglasses. And then as they're talking out of nowhere, you just hear like, oh. Carrie Fisher's like, I need to go. It's so good. But there's also a bit where like the CIA or like these spy guys are stalking Tom Hanks in an ambulance. Like it's an ambulance disguising all their stuff, and then Jim Belushi's cycling, and he hears them playing the recording of like Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher doing the Tarzan thing, but he hears it coming from the ambulance, so he like starts following it on his bike, and then he crashes his bike, and then he shows up to Tom Hanks' house, and he's like, Carrie Fisher's having an affair with a guy in an ambulance. Tom Hanks is like, what? And he's like, I heard it. Like, I heard her doing Tarzan in the ambulance. And Tom Hanks is like,
Oh my God.
It's really stupid. Like, was it a good film? No. But the bits, it was funny. Like, there were some funny bits. It made absolutely no sense. It was definitely like an 80s film, but Carrie Fisher was really sexy. Her body was like super T, so.
That's incredible. I looked up photos. She
looks gorge.
Phenomenal looking.
Like, gorge in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I watched. Mike, what did you watch?
Sorry.
Forgiven.
Right. So, I think there's an obvious answer.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
There's an obvious answer, which is Return of the Jedi.
The third one, isn't it?
The third one. And I think that if I was being honest, I would have picked Return of the Jedi. Because it's the choice. And I think that's probably the same for you, right?
Yeah,
like, it's
100%.
the choice.
And that's what I was talking about. I didn't want to go with the obvious answer.
Yeah, I just didn't want to watch just Return of the Jedi. So I feel like to watch that one, you have to watch all three. And I feel like she's not as sexy in the other two. And I just didn't have the time to watch all three Star Wars movies as much as I would have liked to, because I love the original trilogy. So I haven't picked Return of the Jedi. I picked another movie that she is not the main character. And I was like, oh, is this one I should pick? Because I remember she's not the main. She's only pops up occasionally, but she's in it more than I remembered.
Okay.
So that's good. And there is nothing sexier than a bit of danger and a mysterious lady. And she brings
I know.
She brings both of those to the film The Blues Brothers. So I watched The Blues Brothers.
You should.
So in The Blues Brothers, which I feel like most people have probably seen. Jared never had, so we watched it and had a ball last night.
One of the better SNL films.
The other musical that my dad likes.
Likes Blues Brothers.
So basically the whole thing is she pops up and she's trying to kill them. Specifically John Belushi. So she's got a bazooka, she's got a machine gun, she's got a flamethrower, she's got explosives. She's just trying to kill them. And so all these attempts, and they just brush off whatever she does. It's so funny, but like she is incredible looking. And there's this one scene where she's like investigating, I think, flamethrowers, and she's painting her nails, and she's shot like in semi-darkness in a thunderstorm.
So
and
good.
it's just, there's so much mystery and intrigue, and it just is so sexy. And she looks incredible, but this aura around her of like, who the fuck is this woman? What is she doing?
Why is she so proficient with weapons?
But like,
Gorge.
yeah, so I think she has maybe like 5 lines. One of them's a semi-monologue, but like she doesn't speak much until sort of the very end. And then
to the aura.
And then she explains why, which I'm not going to spoil here, but yeah, so it is just like Carrie Fisher popping up trying to murder you. And you're like, all right, well.
Honestly, I'd let it happen.
Yes.
Does it mean I got a chance to meet Carrie Fisher?
I know.
I'd be like, okay.
But she is also, she's fully clothed through the whole thing. She doesn't do anything sexual, and I'm still like, you are hot.
It's still hot.
This is really hot, lady.
And that's how you know.
I would let you murder me just for one glimpse.
Yeah.
You know?
Just to be close to you.
Yeah.
Say no more.
And that movie is just such a fun movie.
It is.
As well.
It is definitely, I think, the better SNL movie. There's like a few duds, but that one is actually genuinely funny.
It is, and one of the things I like about it is that it's about like these two guys who are in a blues band essentially, and obviously rhythm and blues is such an inherently black thing, right? Black people invented it. It sort of sprung up from a lot of black areas, and throughout it, it would have been so easy to make this film in the 80s with a cast of white people, all white people doing blues, but there are so many black people throughout it.
Yeah.
And all these incredible little cameos from Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin and James Brown and John Lee Hooker. It's just so cool.
Tribute to the genre quite nicely, as well as being like a genuinely funny film.
Yeah.
With a very talented cast.
Yeah. Cab Calloway.
Oh my God, Cab Calloway. I used to love the rotoscoping of Cab Calloway in like the Max Fleischer cartoons, like the Betty Boop cartoons and things like that. So good. Minnie the Moocher. Minnie the
Moocher is a great song.
Yeah. It's Minnie the Moocher and also Old Man of the Mountain and St. James Infirmary Blues. And also when I think about rotoscoping for what it was like back in the day, actually incredible that they learned how to do that.
I think of rotoscoping and I think of the Lord of the Rings cartoon. Yeah. Because the orcs are all rotoscoped.
Which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
That they were doing that in like the 50s for like a Betty Boop cartoon. Because like when I was sick, I used to rent this one specific DVD from the DVD store. And it was like Betty Boop. And there was like Betty Boop on the Hawaiian Isle and like a few others. And there was the Old Man of the Mountain. And there's like this Old Man of the Mountain. And he dances and sings with her, and it's just Cab Calloway, and you can tell it's Cab Calloway, like you can see it.
That's so cool.
But the fact that it's this cartoon like Mountain Man, incredible, beautiful.
So yeah, that's what I watched, and I had an absolute blast.
Yeah.
It's one of those films that I grew up with.
Yeah,
and
you just remember it.
I just watching it again. I'm like, it's such a long film.
Yeah.
But it deserves it.
It's worth it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so refreshing to see a movie where Nazis are the bad guy, and you just accept and know that Nazis are bad,
and you're allowed to say that without getting like accused of being a fascist.
Remember that time?
Nazis are bad.
Remember when Nazis were bad and everyone agreed that Nazis are bad?
There was actually no discourse on it.
No, because it was just Nazis are bad.
Yeah, there was no. There was none of that.
No,
because that's a full sentence.
Yeah, Nazis bad.
Hate them. And you can't change your mind on that.
And fuck Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and the only good Nazis are dead Nazis. So, end of story.
Yes.
Glad that we got to the fascism part of the podcast. We're actually there early.
Well, yeah, we've got it for at least an hour and a half in, but that's all right.
So, honourable mentions.
Yes.
I obviously have the third Star Wars.
Yes, of course. Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Do you just have written the third Star Wars?
Yes. Obviously. And Blues Brothers.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah. There's also, I didn't watch it, but I watched a clip of it on YouTube, so I know that I would have picked it. There is a film from, I think, 1989 or something like that, and it's called Loverboy, and it stars a very young Patrick Dempsey, who works as a pizza delivery guy, but he also satisfies unsatisfied housewives.
Right.
And one of them is Carrie Fisher, and she's a photographer.
Impossible.
It's, from the clip I saw on YouTube, like, I'm going to have to find this film and watch it. She looked gorge. But then my last honourable mention, because it's a film that my sister and I had on DVD and grew up watching. We loved this film so much. It's called Drop Dead Fred.
Ah, yes.
With Rick Mayall. Phoebe Cates, who I'm equally as obsessed with, and Carrie Fisher plays Phoebe Cates' friend who lives on a houseboat.
Yeah.
Lived on a houseboat until midway through this movie. And I always remember her being like just really cool. She had the short hair. It was very like, I don't know, something about a woman with a little short cropped haircut, but making it work. She's very sexy. So those are my honourable mentions.
Nice.
How about you?
Return of the Jedi, and I actually have, Return of the Jedi.
Because that's
its name.
We call it the third one in all these parts.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We call it by its proper name. So I have When Harry Met Sally.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think Carrie Fisher is outside of Return of the Jedi. Carrie Fisher is at her best when she's allowed to be funny.
Yes.
because she is so funny.
She is hilarious.
So when Harry Met Sally, she's hilarious in that. The Burbs, she's so funny in that, and her body is incredible in some of the like suburban-y outfits that she wears.
Yeah.
Those are probably the main ones for me. Just
good shout.
What a woman. And I also have I have an honorable mention in purely as personality. I have a couple of them purely as personality picks rather than sexy picks. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly.
So there's two that sort of go together for me. There was a documentary called Bright Lights with Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, which was basically about Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds and their living situation because they lived right next door to each other. And she's just so likable and so charming in that. There's also her one-woman show, Wishful Drinking, which there's also a book. Just so incredibly likable in those.
And her book, The Princess Diarist.
Princess Diaries, yeah. She was an acclaimed author. She wrote shitloads. But like Wishful Drinking, just so good.
So good.
But possibly one of my favourite things from her is her cameo in 30 Rock.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yes.
So funny. I don't want to.
Very funny woman.
I don't want to spoil anything, but she is allowed to go crazy.
They just let her be. They let her be. Like use her talent to the full extent.
And honestly, anytime she's on any talk show, just nuts.
Yeah.
She just goes for it.
She's on Graham Norton, isn't she? I think there's a Graham Norton episode.
Yeah, possibly. She did. Yeah. Anytime she did a talk show, she was just.
So great.
An absolute delight.
Graham Norton, she brought her dog with her.
The dog with the it was like a French bulldog and its tongue.
Yeah, she brought her
Frank?
dog. No. Maybe.
But she brought that dog on lots of TV shows.
Obviously, you're going to let Carrie Fisher bring her dog because how are you going to say that?
Even I would, and I famously don't like dogs.
Yeah, but you'd say for you, Carrie, anything.
Yeah. Just what a woman.
What a woman. Which is now time for us to get into our Vox Facts section.
Yes.
Where if we have facts about Carrie off the top of the dome, we can share them. Otherwise, we go through her IMDb and get the most terrible facts known to man. My one off the dome was that she was married to Paul Simon of Simon and Garfunkel. And when their marriage deteriorated and they split, after that, Paul Simon wrote his album Graceland.
Yeah.
Which is one of the greatest albums of all time and has the songs You Can Call Me Al and Diamonds in the Souls of Issues, which are two incredible songs that I love. So I need to thank Carrie Fisher. We all need to thank Carrie Fisher, really, for the contributions that she gave to give us Graceland, because it's an incredible album.
Yeah. The one that I have off the dome is obviously she was... Now, the terminology around this changes all the time, so I'm just going to say I think she used manic depressive. I think that is the terms she used, but bipolar. I don't know what type, because I think that's now bipolar 1, bipolar 2, so... She had a form of bipolar and was a huge, she became the poster child for bipolar, really, whether she wanted it or not. And I know she struggled with that quite a lot in terms of having to be the poster child for it. But she was a huge activist for it.
And it was grace.
And she also was a huge proponent for ECT, electric shock therapy. She had it a few times and she was like, it works for me. I think it's really great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's just fun facts off the dome for me.
Very interesting perspective on that. Also, obviously, it's very well known that she and Harrison Ford had quite the relationship during the filming of Star Wars. If I was Mark Hamill, I would have been on my knees.
Yeah.
I would have been like, why not me?
Why not me, please, please.
Anyway, it says here she had to stand on a box for many of her scenes with Harrison Ford in the original Star Wars trilogy because she was roughly a foot shorter than him, which is quite good.
Another one off the top of my head actually was that she was not allowed to wear a bra in her costume in the first Star Wars. Just that's for you. I
wrote that in actually.
Yeah, the first Star Wars. And apparently she asked George about it and he said they don't wear underwear in space or something.
I was feeding this information to George. I said they don't wear underwear.
They don't wear underwear in space.
Come on.
And we all thank him for it. She was once engaged to Dan Aykroyd.
Wow.
Yeah.
She wrote her own scene for her cameo appearance in Scream 3.
Yes, I love her cameo in Scream 3. It's so funny. She's great in that. She admitted that she found it difficult to act opposite Peter Cushing in Star Wars for 2 reasons. She thought the dialogue was awful, and Peter Cushing was so nice and polite to her on set between takes that she found it very difficult to show the disdain her character Princess Leia felt towards Cushing's character Grand Moff Tarkin.
Oh!
I love Peter Cushing. That's why I read that fact.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
She hosted the episode of Saturday Night Live that featured the first appearance of the Blues Brothers and appeared in the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Her French bulldog, Gary the dog,
Carrie.
accompanied her everywhere, even onto television talk show sets whenever she was a guest. Oh, this one. I love this. She met British musician James Blunt in a restaurant in Los Angeles at the time he was recording his debut album. She then offered him to live in her home for a while. Not only was she very supportive of Blunt's work, she also suggested to name his album Back to Bedlam. Both became close friends, and she would later become the godmother of his son. I have Back to Bedlam in my car. It is an incredible album, and I just love that they have a little friendship.
She was considered for the role of Kate McAllister in Home Alone, which went to Catherine O'Hara.
Her daughter Billie Lourd the character her daughter Billie Lourd plays in Scream Queens 2015 is always seen wearing a pair of earmuffs, which is a tribute to Fisher's iconic hairstyle as her role as Princess Leia.
Oh.
She was very good friends with Meryl Streep, and Meryl Streep portrayed Carrie Fisher in Postcards from the Edge.
She was given a posthumous Walk of Fame on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
She was originally contracted to portray Miss Scarlet in Clue 1985.
Wow. Oh, no, I did know that. And then she had to go to rehab, I think. So, what a woman.
Her guest appearance on the Graham Norton show was to be her last interview, a mere 10 days before her untimely death. That's unbelievable.
Her dad married Elizabeth Taylor.
Stevie Reynolds for Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
Which
I don't know if he married Elizabeth Taylor. But Elizabeth Taylor was her stepmother for a while, I guess.
So crazy.
That's insane. Well, I mean, Elizabeth Taylor probably has a lot of stepkids out there because she married a lot of people.
So now it's time for us to do our Punnett Square, where we ask the important question: does this fox fuck? So along the x-axis we have fucks doesn't fuck, and along the y-axis we have knows what sex is, doesn't know what sex is.
So I think we know the answer for Ms. Tarzan.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. What even is her name in that film? I can't even remember now. I've been calling her Carrie Fisher this whole time. Let's have a look. Her name is
it Jane?
Paula.
Paula.
But she says, like, he's like, I don't want to do Tarzan. She's like, I will do Jane. And it's like, yeah, well, this is your idea. Obviously,
Yeah,
you're
of
going
course.
to do Jane.
Well, you're not going to be one of the gorillas, are you?
No, well, she was for a bit. Primate noises.
True. Sorry.
Primate noises in parentheses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she knows what it is. She's morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
She's crazy about it, and specifically for a young Tom Hanks, which I get it.
I get it.
I would too.
Yeah.
Man with one red shoe.
Yeah.
There you go. How's about the mysterious woman?
Yeah.
And
as she is credited.
Blues Brothers.
When she's not focused on revenge, morning, noon, and night. I think she goes for it. She's
up for it.
For reasons that I can't really go into for not spoiling it.
We'll leave it to the imagination. Watch the film and get back to us.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So,
wow.
It's that time.
Sorry.
It's right.
For the next box. So obviously it's my pick. However, it's spooky season, bitches.
It's spooky time.
So we are doing our second annual Halloween free-for-all. So the way this works is we do not have a particular fox. We just basically pick a Halloween film. It could be a horror. It could just be Halloweeny. So last year, LC picked
Tony Todd
from Candyman, and I picked Raul Julia and Angelica Houston as Gomez and Natasha from the Addams Family. So it doesn't have to be horror. As long as it's like spooky, if it's a spooky vibe.
And they're sexy and over 45.
And they're sexy and they're over 45. There are so many options.
And you won't know who it is until the episode.
Absolutely.
And I won't know who Mike's picked. Mike won't know who I've picked.
So we could both pick the same person.
We could.
We both could pick Tony Todd in Final Destination. Who knows?
We could indeed.
We could, and we probably will.
we very much could.
It's a possibility.
We could both pick Angelica Houston in The Witches.
Yeah, we could.
There we go.
Yeah, we could.
Who knows?
Ugh.
We could both pick Raul Julia in Our Dreams.
I don't know if it's Julia or Julia.
Julia?
I've always said Julia, but it might be Julia. I don't know.
Julia.
Either way, he's sexy.
I don't know if I've told this story before, but one time at work, I was at I'll say client's house. I don't know what that makes it sound like I do, but anyway, I was at their house and I was talking to them, and there was this name and it was written down and it was spelled Jorge. And I knew that the person was South American, so I was like,
Jorge.
I was like, Jorge, like, you know, when Jorge's da-da-da, Jorge this, Jorge that, Jorge to the cows come home. And then the guy whose house I was at was like, yeah, so when George is here, oh my God, I sound like such a wanker. George trying to be like, oh, Jorge, like I'm
Jorge.
I can. He was like, George. I was like, fuck. Okay. Shout out George.
Why you spell it like that?
So yeah, I
would have thought Jorge as well, or maybe George.
George. Oh, George up. I couldn't believe it.
Well, shout out to Jorge.
Yeah, shout out Jorge George. So if you or George or Jorge want to get in touch with us, you can get us on Instagram. We are at the Silver Fox Office, or you can flick us an email we're the Silver Fox Office at gmail.com. But Mike, what is your letterbox and what do you rate the Blues Brothers?
My letterbox is the same as my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Both are One Hat Matter. That's ONEHATMADDER. And I am giving Blues Brothers 4 stars.
Oh,
I think
so good.
I like considering a 4.5 because I do love that movie, but I think it's a 4-star movie.
Solid.
And what is your letterbox, Elsie? And what do you rate The Man with One Red Shoe? What do you rate Primate novels?
My letterbox is one red shoe. No, my letterbox is Dixie Normus 69. That is DIXIE NORMOUS 69. And I rate the Man with One Red Shoe a solid 2.5.
Oh God!
It wasn't a good film.
Okay.
For the 80s, like it was funny. Like the bit at the end when Jim Belushi makes the Tarzan call and he's like, I have to go. That's funny, right?
Yeah.
And there were some like funny parts in it, but it just overall it was like a bit of a clanger, which is you could tell that Tom Hanks was like coming into his own and like starting to discover who he was as an actor, because now critically acclaimed actor.
Yeah.
Incredible actor. This was him at the start being like getting a lay for the land.
Figuring it out.
A lay for the land. But yeah, it was just kind of like, okay. So 2.5. Wasn't bad. Wasn't the worst film I've ever seen, but would I watch it again? No. Oh, there we go.
Fair enough.
Right, it's now time. I'll get the old Buscemi number.
Steve Buscemi number. Shout out, Steve. We love you, Steve.
Steve. I had 2 Steve-related incidents not too long ago. My first one was I was on TikTok. I was watching this video, and it was this girl like lamenting, like not looking good. I don't know what she was talking about. She just didn't think she looked good. And so people were putting in the comments like comparing themselves to celebrities that they thought they looked like. And then somebody put a picture of Steve Buscemi from Airheads, which he looks really sexy, and she was like, I look like this without makeup on. And then so I opened expanded the comments to that comment to be like, what is everyone saying? And then this one girl was like, is this a safe space to say hear me out? And I was like, and other people were like, no, this is like this is a common, like people think this. People think he's hunky. And I was like, there's a whole podcast dedicated
It's a whole podcast.
And then
there was that video that I sent you recently that there's that one young woman who's like, how does your autism present itself, or how does your ADHD present itself? And she just showed that her massive collection of Randall Bogs from Monsters Inc. and
Randall's
Steve Buscemi. She was like,
interest.
Randall and Steve are her special interest.
I also saw there was like I was on TikTok and there was a sound and I like opened the sound and the name of the account who had made the sound was like #1 Steve Buscemi lover or something like that. And I clicked on their account and they made like sexy Steve Buscemi edits on TikTok and I was like, I'm finding my people here. This is where I'm meant to be.
The algorithm knows.
Okay, so before we go, I've just spoiled it for myself, but what do you think Carrie's Steve Buscemi number is?
Oh,
Do you think she's been in a film with him?
Okay, so I think for a lot of them, they both tend to be put in their like quirky side character roles, right? For both of them. And a lot of films don't have enough space for multiple star quirky roles.
Quirky side characters.
Right? So I don't know if they've been in a film together. But they've both worked with a lot of big stars. So I'm going to say 2.
You are correct. It's 2.
Yes.
Carrie Fisher was in The Burbs with Kevin Gage, who was in Con Air with Steve Buscemi.
Awesome.
I'll see if there's another link.
Do another.
Oh, Carrie was in Garbo Talks with Charles Pendleton, who was in Slaves of New York with Steve Buscemi.
Look at that.
Oh my God. I will do one more. She was in Heartbreakers with Jason Lee, who was in Monster House with Steve Buscemi.
So they may have explored each other.
They may have explored each other's bodies and like passing at a party.
Yeah, there's no guarantee, because obviously if they were in a film together,
100%.
Absolutely.
And also if they had, like, I would have known about it because I would have been in the cut chair.
Yeah.
So.
Because it would have been on my hard drive.
Yeah, I would have known. My drive would have been hard.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Jesus
Steve.
Christ.
Oh, sorry, Steve.
So disrespectful.
Oh, God, rest her soul. I'm really sorry. Oh, my God.
We love both of you.
Yeah, I love you both.
Respectfully.
This is all love. Anyway.
Carrie Fisher might have liked it.
She would have been into it.
Yeah.
She would have found us funny. Oh, she would have hated us.
This is as bad as Justin Bieber writing in the Anne Frank book. Like, I bet Anne Frank would have been a believer.
Which I remember seeing somebody be like, well, if you think about it, like, she was a young girl, she had, like, interest in culture, she said this in her diary, which is true. And it's like, yes, but if she was alive today, she probably would have been a believer, but you're not allowed to talk about it. To write that. Nearly as bad as John Green, like, writing a scene where 2 of his characters make out in an Anne Frank house.
Do they?
Yeah, in The Fault in Our Stars, Hazel Grace and Gus Waters go to the Anne Frank house to see Willem Dafoe, or they go there to see Willem Dafoe, but they end up in the Anne Frank house, and they like make out in the attic of the Anne Frank house.
Oh my God.
No shit. And then they like in the movie, it's just what's her name, Shailene Woodley, and what's that awful guy's name, Ansel Elgort, fucking making out in the Anne Frank house.
I've been to the Anne Frank house, and Jared and I did not make
You
out.
didn't kiss one person.
No.
No, that's what you meant to do.
No.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
No, it's
so
in the Anne Frank
covered
house.
off quite a number of things here. We've looked all the way back around.
We're back to the Holocaust, yeah. Right. Didn't talk about Titanic or Twin Towers, but that's okay.
In the Rocky Horror Picture Show, when Frank's in the pool at the end in the little life ring, it says SS Titanic.
It does.
So there we go. And Steve Buscemi was a firefighter in 9/11. So.
Bingo done. Tick off your little boxes. And bingo.
Was his name. Thank you very much for listening for another episode.
We will see you next time for our spooky Halloween episode, where we will be obviously in full costume.
We'll be in full costume.
So we expect you to be as well when listening.
Hope you don't get too scared. Might jump out. Be frightened.
Bye.